Hey, you guys, happy Father's Day weekend. So, as a pre-Father's Day yumminess, I was going to say dinner. This will probably be our dinner tonight, but as a pre-Father's Day yummy for my husband, I'm going to make some Maryland crab dip. Now, you may say, Garlinda, you are not from Maryland. That's true, I'm not. I'm from North Carolina. But I lived in the DMV for 14 years, so I'm an unofficial Marylander. So I know about crab cakes. I know about crab meat. I know what to do with a yummy, delicious hot crab dip. I should have an honorary crab cake Maryland degree. Just saying. Anyway, 14 years, I think that gives me some favor. And we still go back twice a year to the DC area. We take our kids. My son was born in Woodbridge. I learned how to do hair in the Woodbridge area, but I learned my hustle in DC. And that is, to me, I feel like it's such a huge part of business ownership. Of what blessed me to become a business owner was just learning how to survive DC. If you can survive the District of Columbia, you can survive anything, let me tell you. So I'm super excited to make this yummy crab dip. Let's go ahead and open up the cans. I'm making a lot of it because my children are going to eat it too. My greedy spirit's kicking in. So we got these. They were about $13.99 at Harris Teeter. I don't know that they were on sale. I can't remember, but I'll check. But you can use any kind of crab meat. Doesn't matter. Even if it's the kind that you get on the shelf on the Meat and International Outlet food line, it's all going to be yummy. Once it heats up and enough cheese hits it, it's going to be good. That's what I'm missing from over here is the cheese. But let's get started. God bless you guys and happy weekend and happy Father's Day to the men that will hop on here and see this channel. No pressure now. I know the Marylanders, they really have the whole gamut covered on crab. This is my take on it as a bi-Southerner, right? So that means that I've lived a half of my adult life in Maryland, DC area, and half in the North Carolina area. Okay, so I'm going to use the cheese I just have the regular Food Line brand, sharp cheddar, mild cheddar. And I have some Italian 5 cheese. There was some other type of cheese that I saw the lady mention, but again, it's going to be ooey gooey, crabby deliciousness. I don't think it'll matter much. So I'm going to go open the cans of crab meat and we're going to get going. Hey, you guys, so I decided to sit you all to the side. That way you could probably watch me put everything in the bowl and pull you back some. Maybe it would be easier to see. I tried to set everything up so it'd be easy. So let me grab my water. And I know it's a solo cup, so just so you know, that's water. I am so thirsty today. And it is hot as all get out, which I love, so I'm not going to complain. This week marks the first week of summer, so excited about that. Well, official summer. Looks so good. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. Smells delish. I think it might be too much to make all of the cans, but let's see. I got my favorite spoon. Oh my gosh, do y'all have your favorite spoon and favorite utensils you cook with? I don't know about you all, but this is my favorite coffee stirring spoon. This is my favorite everything spoon. So this looks really great. Don't know. I did rinse the tops off of the cans just so you know. I don't know, it's a habit. I always do that. And thank you for all the great comments on the last video I did with the Sunday dinner. And also, I forget, only because I'm looking on here, and I think your YouTube channel didn't have a name, but thank you for the delicious recipe you shared with me as well. For, was it your grandma's meatloaf, I believe? It sounded delicious, so I'm definitely going to try that. I believe it included adding crackers and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. It looked delicious, all the ingredients that you had in there. So thank you for thinking enough of me to share. And I would love for you all to share your recipes with me as well. I literally got this idea last Sunday when I was getting ready to cook dinner. I was like, I want to cook with everybody. Like, cooking is my love language. Food is my love language. So this is how much we have in here so far. There's 4 of us, so that's why I'm undecided. I think I do want to add 1 more can. I don't want to make too much and then have to throw it away. I feel bad throwing away food. I could always share it with my parents. And I have these neighbors that I totally love. We've been here 3 years, and they've come over for a cookout. We share our dessert with them whenever we make dessert, so I could always share some of them too. I know that's loud, right? I think I'm gonna stop at 3. Because I don't know too how long you can keep this. How does it say? Best used by 525. So that'll last a long time. I wonder if I could freeze it. Maybe one of y'all would know and let me know if I can freeze that or not. So we're gonna start with 3 cans. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit that to the side. I'm probably gonna put it in the refrigerator too, only because I know I look a hot mess, y'all. So I'm probably gonna put this in the refrigerator too, only because I need to cut up the onions. And I don't know, it's cool. Let's set it to the side, and depending on how long I take, I may go ahead and put it in there. So I didn't have any white onions, and I didn't feel like going to the store. After we had already gone to the store, I forgot them while I was there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut up the purple onion that we did have and hope that it's some good inside. Just bought these a week ago, so they should still be good. Let me see, I rinsed it off, but let's rinse one more time. I know that may sound gross that I'm rinsing with the peel on, but I don't care. Like, people's hands have touched it. And I feel like vegetables are dusty and like hold dirt and stuff, so I rinse mine off, but it's up to you. Even after I peel all this stuff, I'm still gonna rinse it again. Because this part is ugly. I don't know about you, but I don't like ugly pieces to my vegetables. So I have a little bag right here for trash. Let's throw this in there. Let me rinse this off right quick. Even though I had already rinsed it off, I just felt like when I set the dusty onion on there that it adds dust. I don't know, that's just me. I'm weird like that. So, now if you have your onion, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna dice up a little bit of your onion. I don't know how much you're gonna wanna use. However, I may use the whole thing. It just depends. Let's get going. I'm rambling because I'm hungry. And I know I could buy one of those dicers. I really need to do that. You know, the kind your grandma used to have, and y'all probably already have them in your kitchen, and when you would sit the stuff in there, you bang on it and it would dice everything in the bottom. Or I think I have a Ninja. You could probably put it in there, but then I wonder if the taste of onions or smell would stay in there. My eyes are burning. I just saw a little gnat fly by, so I'm about to put this crab meat up. I'm like, why is there a gnat in here? The bugs of summer, when I tell you, are completely annoying. So I'm not going to cook the whole, I'm not going to use the whole onion is what I was getting ready to say, only because I think this is a lot. I'm probably going to saute this right quick because purple onion is really strong. And I don't want it to be so strong in the crab dip already because this isn't the regular onion you would use anyway. So I'm trying to make it really tiny just so it's not so overpowering in the dip. I may not even use all this, but we'll see. My eyes are on fire. Ooh, my eyes are burning. If I was going to do a video, I should have cut that end up, right? Okay. So let's set this over here. I'm going to put that up in a second. Just want to show you what we have. So that's what we have. Now you could make it a little bit more fine if you want to. Totally up to you. I just don't want big chunks of onion in the dip, but I wanted to have that oniony smoky flavor that comes with onions, you know, once you cook them. So that's going to be delicious. So let me get my frying pan right quick. I'm going to put this other piece of onion out. Okay, you guys, so now we have the onions translucent like we want them. So I'm just going to throw them in on top of the crab meat. I forgot to tell you to go ahead and preheat your oven to 375. So it should be ready to go. Now here we have some, you already know we have some cream cheese. This is Philadelphia cream cheese. Don't worry, I'm not going to use that same spoon. I know somebody would have a fit and fall in it. This is already soft, but this also room temperature. And now the recipe did call for some sour cream, which I didn't have. So we're going to use a little bit of mayonnaise anyway. So we'll do that. I'm just throwing everything off to the side over there. I'm going to sit that extra spoon there so I can mush it out if I need to. Let's not start with the cheese. Let's start with the Miracle Whip. Now, if you don't like Miracle Whip, which I know we could debate about, it's not real mayonnaise, it's salad dressing. I know. We could argue about it if you want to, but I don't like to argue. Let's slap it. And while y'all weren't looking, I put a little bit of sugar in there. That's some Worcestershire sauce. I probably put a little too much, but a dab would probably do you. I'm just going to put a little bit of Lowry seasoning. This is just a regular Lowry's. A little bit of garlic salt, because you know crab meat is already salty, so we do not want to get carried away with our salted seasonings, because we'll have some old salty crab dip. Plus, we're going to be having ours with crackers. So this is just some store brand cayenne pepper. So it's just the Walmart brand. I don't know where that came from. I feel like my son bought that, because I'm like, who bought that giant thing of cayenne pepper? So that's just some regular red pepper. I'm going to do a little bit of ground ginger, not a lot. I actually thought that was ground mustard. I don't know. Oh, that's what I need to get. This is paprika. So I like the smoked paprika. I do not like the regular paprika, but whatever you have on hand is what you use. This is just a little bit of lemon pepper seasoning. And the only reason I put a little dab of that in there is because I didn't have any lemons. I thought I had one and I didn't. And then this is just Italian seasoning for your green that you want to have in there. And I didn't have any greenery, and it called for parsley, so I slapped that in there. This is just some garlic powder. There's no salt in that at all. And I'm going to do a little dash of, well, more than a dash, of the Frank's hot sauce. I have not tried that yet, but my son said it was delicious. Everything gets a little dab of the Tony Chachere's. I am not a fan of Old Bay, which tells you I'm a Northerner and not a Marylander. I'm just saying, because it's okay, but it's not my favorite thing in the whole world. So now what was I going to get out of the refrigerator? The mustard. Stand by. Excuse me, mustard. Oh, here you go. I think the Tony Chachere's got me. If you don't cough when you use Tony Chachere's, what are you even doing with your whole life? So just a little bit, because what I want to do is, ew, it dropped on my foot. That was so gross. A little dollop of mustard dropped on my foot. So this is what she's looking like. So we're going to just start to merge and meld all of our sauces and the cream cheese. Oh, it smells so good, y'all. The cream cheese, the crab meat, the onions. It smells so divine. I almost feel like I want to put the other can in here, but I'm not going to be greedy. Not going to do it. This is going to be plenty. So at least that's what I'm telling myself. So I'm going to just smush around the cream cheese so everything gets nice and married together. I do have one more block of cream cheese, so if I feel like this isn't going to be enough, I'm going to pull that out. And since I didn't have any sour cream, I'm going to use a little bit of extra mayonnaise. Because remember, we want all this to marry together in the oven really well. Now, my 18-year-old doesn't like hot sauce, but I'm just going to put a little bit more in there and hope she doesn't figure it out. It's really not a lot. It probably sounds like it and looks like it, but it's just that little bit right now. So I went back to look at the recipe that I'm following, and she used mozzarella cheese. I didn't have that, but I did have some Italian 5 cheese, which has excuse me, mozzarella, provolone, parmesan, Asiago cheese, and Romano cheese. Wash my hands right quick. That popped up on the Tony Chantry. So we're going to use that. I'm going to open up the Mal cheddar. She used cheddar cheese as well. So we're going to use a little bit of that. And once I get it all mixed up, I'll decide if I want a little bit more or not. Oops. So I know I'm not wearing gloves. My food, my house. But if you want to cook with gloves on, you go right on ahead. I'm not even going to fake the funk on the camera with that. I do not cook with gloves on. But if I'm cooking for a whole bunch of other people and they're coming to my home, I'm constantly washing my hands. Because that's just the right thing to do. I mean, not to say or imply I don't wash my hands when I'm cooking for my family. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Let me be quiet. Talking too much. We are going to need the other cream cheese, but let me get this all mixed in first, and then we'll add a little bit more. This is going to be nice and yummy and ooey gooey deliciousness. And I'll show you the crackers. We're just doing the regular Ritz crackers, and I forget the other kind. My sister just told me what they were, but I forgot already. Stand by. Now, I think that'll be enough, but in my opinion, if I really feel like I need some more cream cheese after it gets in the oven, you could always add some more, okay? Just gonna add one more little dab of mayonnaise, and then I'm gonna put up these cold ingredients just so I don't want anything to go bad or just be sitting out. Okay, so I added a little bit more seasoning while we were off camera, but before I start stirring it up, I'm letting the cream cheese in there soften a little bit. We're going to be using the Ritz crackers. This is my favorite. This is what I'm going to have them on. My husband loves the club crackers, so this is what he's going to have with his. The kids will probably use the club crackers too, I'm not sure. And then if you wanted to get fancy, you could serve it on vegetables, or, you know, with vegetables, you could do bell pepper, pieces. You could do, Cheez-Its. I'm just kidding. You could serve it with cheese. You could serve it with, you know, meatballs if you're having family over. You could easily make this into crab cakes. I mean, they would have cheese in them, unless you mind cheese in your crab cakes. But so much stuff you could do with this dip that you could serve it with. And if you wanted to get fancy, you could use, you know, really what am I trying to say? An elevated type of cheese. Now, I don't know what other type of cheese would go well. Maybe Gouda. I don't know. Maybe Munster. It just depends on what you like. But this is what I had on hand. And this is so I'm like, I want to use what I have on hand. And I already feel like it's not the cheapest dish to make. You know, but it's pre-Father's Day. Super excited to make it for my husband who loves seafood. And we have not had this in a while. So it's going to be delicious. Oh, so what I was saying is, like, once you put it in the oven and it starts to get looser, the cream cheese starts to melt a little bit more. If you feel like you need to add some more, you can. Like, I honestly feel like I'm going to need to add a little bit more. There's 2 more things of cream cheese in there. I think like half a brick and then 1 small piece. So 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to add that. And yes, I did pick up a little piece of crab meat off the counter. I had already cleaned the counter. So let me taste it and see what it's tasting like. I'm just going to do a little taste because this is crab meat out the can. Oh my gosh, Becky. My gosh, Becky. Oh, y'all. I can't even tell you. If I had 10,000 tongues, I couldn't tell you how good God is. Oh, hallelujah. So good. So, so good. I know. They will not let me on praise and worship. I'm not upset about it. I love to teach them. So, let's grab the cream cheese because I already know. So, once it starts to melt and get loosey-goosey, I'm going to stir it again while it's in the oven. But this is what it's looking like. It's total deliciousness. You're going to love it. You've got to do it. I know I didn't measure anything, but the best food comes from not measuring. I'm not going to lie. I think the best part about cooking is not measuring. I don't know. Do you measure? I know some people love to follow standard recipes. I'm not one of those people. I cook to taste. So I've taught myself how to cook. When we were younger, my mom had the Betty Crocker cookbook, the red and white checkered one. Oh my gosh, we love that cookbook. And then recently, she gave my daughter these recipe cards she had that we used to pick from, and we'd say, Mommy, we want you to make this. And she would make us, it would be egg rolls, meatloaf, which you saw me make the other week. All kinds of stuff. Stuffed bell peppers, oh my gosh, which I absolutely love. And so as I've grown older and I just love, love, love to cook, I cook to taste. So I keep seasoning until it tastes like I want. So the only thing that I wish I had for these dip that I don't have is lemon, like real lemon instead of the lemon pepper seasoning. So I'm just going to continue mixing everything in here together. We already have our pan ready to go. It's not a greased pan because cream cheese already makes oil. So I don't think you need to oil your pan. If anything, it might get greasy by doing that. So I don't think you should do that. Or you could use an aluminum pan. I was going to stop at the store, but I didn't feel like it. And I was going to buy an aluminum pan, but I said, we'll just use our glass dish. So let's go ahead and transfer everything over. And you'll notice that there's still some chunks of cream cheese in there, but that's fine. Remember I said we're going to stir it around once it heats up and everything starts to melt. Now, the recipe I was following, I did way more than that recipe called for, but I was using it as a go-by. Sorry. They said to preheat your oven to 350. I'm preheating my oven to 375. And then I may turn it up from there. I know that's quite annoying, so you might want to mute this part where I'm clanging and banging on the bowls. I know that can be annoying. I know. Sorry. Sorry about that. So I'm going to go and grab the cheese. Well, you know what? I do want to top it with the cheese, but first, let's go ahead and make sure, close your ears. Let's make sure the cream cheese gets melted first. I'll stir it one more time, and then we'll top it with the cheese we need for the end. Is that okay? We all in agreement? Awesome. Okay, look, so it's already started to soften up. So it's great that we had the extra sour cream. I may add just a smidge more mayonnaise, but once I stir this up, then I'm gonna put the rest of the cheese on top. Y'all, it's gonna be so delicious. Here, wish I could give you some through the screen. Okay, so I didn't add any more mayonnaise. It was so creamy, I didn't even need to do that. And the way my lactose intolerance is set up. Just kidding, not kidding. Pretty. Okay, so now we're gonna let it stand here about 25-30 minutes, only because the recipe called for 20 minutes, but I think because it's been cooking, we had to just stir it up and it needs to get ooey gooey. Needs to get kind of crusty and brown on top. I'm gonna let it cook for 30 minutes. Okay, so it's getting golden brown. I want this part to get a little bit more golden. I did turn the oven up to 415 just because it's almost the end. I could technically put it on low broil, but it's almost ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some crackers on the plate so I can show you what it looks like. I wish you could see what it tastes like, but hey, you go make some. You're gonna love it. Okay, so I'm literally only doing this because I'm recording for you all. Other than that, I wouldn't use this big old plate. And I'm certainly not eating all these crackers. But look, oh my gosh. So let's take a dip. I'm gonna use the Ritz crackers because that's what I want. Even though they probably all taste the same. Cheers. I do look a mess, but let's try it. Woo. So good. One more. Need a little bit more. It's so delicious. You gotta go make some. I almost did burn the top. I think I burned the top of my mouth. I'm not sure. Who cares? God bless you guys. See you next time.